Right, welcome everybody. Can you see that okay? All right, aloha, and thank you for joining us today. I'm kind of excited about what we're going to talk about today. Every time I dive into this, I get a little more excited about what it is we are going to share. And I like to talk about it in a little different way because there's always some aha. So we are going to talk about today what's different about what we're doing, what's different about what we are seeing and experiencing in the world, and how it's impacting our bodies. And so thank you again for being here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Susan Alden, and later in the presentation, you're going to get to hear from my husband, Jamie. We have been together on this life journey for about 24 years, which it started for us after we graduated West Point and joined the Army. And so we are a military family, but more importantly, we are passionate about health and wellness. And it's really how we're continuing our legacy of service to humanity. And you can see on this picture here, these are some of our team members, some of our brand partners. My dog wants to join the fun here. She's barking at the door. These are some of our brand partners, some of the awesome people who have joined in this incredible movement. I learn from them, I grow from them. And so I know some of you are on the call today. Thank you for being on this journey with us.
Hey, Susan, can I interject? Can you press play so that we can see your screen bigger?
Oh, okay.
Because we're seeing the side slides and it's just not as nice and big and clear. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Actually, let me try one thing here. Let me stop that for just a second, because I just realized, let's see. Okay, let me try this. I shared it in a little different way. Yes. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Zoom's always changing things up on me. So I was like, I'm going to try it this way, but I think this should be a bit clearer. You can tell me what you think. Is that better? Okay. All right. So I've got 5 things I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about how self-care is the new healthcare, in my opinion, and probably yours too. If you're on this call and you're already thinking forward about your health, we're going to talk about some of the hidden dangers and how it's impacting your cells, and how you can feel good, look better, and live longer. And if you're interested in joining this amazing movement, we are certainly going to invite you to do that as well. So just a little disclosure, we are going to talk health. The statements that I'm going to share, they've not been approved by the FDA. We don't claim to cure, treat, prevent, or mitigate any disease. And the numbers that you may see associated with being a brand partner, that is all accurate numbers, but based on people's individual work efforts. So we are a cellular activation company. And what that means is we're really sharing something that's the difference between activation and supplementation. And I don't know about you, but I've been taking supplements for many, many years. I am a big fan of natural supplements, and food as medicine is really important to me. But I also know we are facing a lot of things in life that we've never faced, and it is changing our gene expression. And so what we're doing with the synergy of this amazing plant medicine that's been on our planet for thousands and ever since time began, we are combining them in a way where we're activating our genome. And so this is all rooted in the science of epigenetics. It may be a word that's totally foreign to you, but basically this represents a huge paradigm shift that we do all need to understand, even if you don't understand the science behind it, because our health is really governed by the choices we make every day, what we put in our body and on our body, and all that we're exposed to in our day-to-day life. That is really what this is about. And that could be good news, bad news. If you're on this call or you're listening to the replay, you're probably doing these things and you know these are good for your health. Getting good sleep and exercising and eating healthy food and managing your stress and having a sense of purpose and community, all of that is really key for good health. And if you don't have that, your health may be failing in some way. But there's a lot of hidden dangers as well. Like even the things that we're doing so well in our life, we may have some things that are impacting our health. And one of those hidden dangers, and I'm just going to share, these are personal stories. I wanted you, those of you that know me know I am really passionate about eating clean food, organic food. I probably eat 90 to 95% organic. I'm really conscious of it. And yet recently I did some really in-depth testing and saw that my glyphosate numbers were through the roof. And I thought, how is that possible, eating so much organic? And the naturopath I was working with, she said, you'd actually be surprised. Most people we're finding these very toxic chemicals in their system. And she said, that's because it's mostly in our water source and not just our drinking water. We think of our drinking water, right? And you might even be drinking pure water. And I certainly am at home. But it's also in the places where we're swimming, if we're swimming in natural waters. And I'll give you a little example. I had lunch with a bunch of moms, and school has started here. And one of the moms was taking a run before taking her kids to school. So it was early in the morning, it was dark. And she noticed these guys all in like just protective suits and, just totally protected. And they're spraying the herbicides on the park that her kids go to after school. And they had these little signs, stay off, stay off. Well, people run around here with bare feet. And then she noted that the park is very close to the storm drain, and the storm drains dumps into the ocean where the kids swim. So it made me think about myself, and it's like, okay, where maybe am I getting these environmental toxins that I don't even know? And even though I'm putting so much effort into eating clean. And so there's plenty of evidence out there showing how there are links to things between glyphosate, which is basically the world's most popular weed killer, and cancer, and many other things, kidney disease, you name it. And this is not that difficult to find. It's just this in terms of the information, but it's something that I think we're not talking about enough, perhaps. Another hidden danger, something that became really apparent to me this week, is in terms of how it's easy to miss these hidden dangers. So this is actually a picture of a place I frequent often, and I probably have walked by this tower for I don't know how many times. And it really struck me. And I'm like, here's a 5G tower and a person sitting under it. And you couldn't see that little bitty sign. You have to have your binoculars if you're sitting at that table to see the little bitty sign that's on the tower that says, don't get too close, basically. And again, the research is out there. The cell phones companies are not going to share this with you, but the research is out there. This comes from the International Journal of Oncology, easily found in PubMed, showing that human studies have shown evidence of increased risk for different types of cancers. And they have classified EMF radiation as group 2B, a possible human carcinogen. So, I love my cell phone. I like fast internet. I get impatient, just like we all do. I want things to work, but I need to have this awareness too, that is impacting my cells. And it was funny, as I was taking this picture, this person says, oh, you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. We can't fight it. It's the modern world. And I said, well, I'm not saying you have to fight it. You can embrace it, but you might have to take some additional steps to keep your health in check. And so why is that? Well, that is because all of these things, these hidden dangers and the choices that we maybe make that aren't so healthy, are increasing the oxidative stress in our bodies by massive amounts. And what oxidative stress is, there's several different metaphors for looking at it, but if you look at these pictures of a normal cell, and as they're attacked by free radicals, or basically the toxins and the things that you're impacted by day after day after day, moment by moment, it destroys the cells. Just like if you kept an apple on your counter and watched it decay and shrivel up, that's essentially what's happening to your cells. Another way to equate it is rusting of the cells. Rusting of the cells, and also, oxidative stress causes things to grow where you don't want them to grow, whether that's cancer cells or fibroids or you name it, it's not good. It wreaks havoc in your body. In fact, it's the root cause of more than 250 illnesses and diseases. And so you can These are just some of them. These are all things that have probably impacted your families, your loved ones. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer certainly is a big one, Lyme disease, gut health issues is a big one. Those of you know me know I'm passionate about gut health, and certainly our joint and skin. I mean, that's why we tend to look older, right? We're aging, and our skin is showing the signs of aging. So all of this became really apparent to me in my own life in a really profound way when my dad, who has always eaten healthy, or what we knew to be healthy, he was a hunter and a fisherman. He exercised, he got out in nature, he was a happy person. Would have never known that he had cancer cells ravaging his body until he fell fly fishing, and they x-rayed him. And they said, wow, yeah, you've got some broken vertebrae, but you've got a bigger problem. And so that's where I really dove into this understanding of like, what is accumulating in our body that we're maybe not aware of. My dad was also an environmental and civil engineer, dealt with a lot of toxic chemicals directly. So these are all things to think about, not to scare you, but rather to empower you, because just like we know the epigenetic factors that may be negative to us can have a detrimental impact to our health, they can also have a positive, because we can make some choices today. So I love to share this in the analogy of like, how does this work? How does this cellular activation work? And so if you think about music, if you ever played the piano and you've hit the middle C, right? A middle C is a middle C. We all have a middle C, but it might be a little out of tune. Maybe you haven't played your piano in a long time. Maybe it sat up in the attic. Maybe, it got wet, or, too cold or too hot. So your song, as you move through life, it might be a little happier or a little sadder, depending on how well you've treated your instrument, right? And so you can just think of it as your genes get a little out of tune. And so this chart actually shows that there's like 500 genes that our flagship product Protandim impact. And some of them, as we age, some of those get dysregulated, and they might be like our inflammatory genes may be kind of turned up too loud, and like the genes that dictate our immunity might be turned down a little too low, right? And so basically we want that to come into balance. And this is actually what Protandim does. So if you were really looking at this closely, you'd see the different types of genes here. And this simple product, natural product, combination of 5 different herbs that you may know most of them, but you may even use some of them, but it's the way they're combined that create this synergistic effect. And you don't have to take my word for it. It has been well studied and published in peer-reviewed published research. You can read about it. You can go to that website where I researched about EMFs and look up pubmed.gov, type in Protandim, and actually pull up the studies on all kinds of things, MS, cardiovascular disease, skin cancer, you name it. There's some powerful studies about this product. And if you're not too much into research, that's okay. This we actually got a lot of media attention when Dr. Joe McCord, who developed our flagship product, when he proved that Protandim does indeed reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. When the news media got a hold of that, that is when we got a lot of attention. And so you can also watch those videos. You can ask for somebody to share that, and it'll kind of give you an overview of what I'm talking about. But I think one of the things that I took away from a study that to me really made me stop and think, and it said, this one was from Washington State University. It says, NRF2 activation may become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. In the history of medicine, and we're talking about something that's natural. So, our Protandim NRF2, it is an extraordinary product. And then we recently have released a new product, liquid collagen. And I know collagen has been all the craze, but for me personally, I was like, gosh, it goes back to that concept of, am I just supplementing? Is the collagen really bioavailable? And here's what's extraordinary is that our company stepped up to the plate, and they were not willing to release a product until they knew it was actually an activator. So this is a liquid collagen activator. And how is that? Well, yes, we're supplementing the body with collagen. These are, it's marine collagen, so from fish peptides, but it's also boosting the gene expression in your body that governs your collagen production. So it's helping you to maintain the collagen that you already have going for you in your body, regardless of what age you are. And then it's helping you to activate the genes that increase your collagen production. And so what does that boil down to? Where you can look at all these numbers, and I get pretty excited over the specific gene expression. And even this is a fabulous antioxidant. Look at this, superoxide dismutase up to 27 times, catalase by 202%. Those are your primary antioxidants. And so when you think about your gut health, see, I said gut health because I'm all about the inside. Hey, I love the outside too. The outside is important, but I showed up to this Zoom without any makeup. Can you believe that? That tells you, like, it's more about how I feel than what I'm looking like. I did breath work before this. So, but it matters how we look. And so here's some pictures of friends of ours who've taken this product. I love these. I love this one. This one is our friend Seth. This is just after 15 days. Okay, Seth is a cowboy. He's out in the sun all the time. And look at that, after 15 days, he looks great. And he looks even better now, having it been over a month. You can look at these pictures. It's not just about your face, but where do we tend to sag and get wrinkly? Those of you who are a little older, we know, like, it comes in your legs or your arms. And I just love that it's we think of women really caring about how we look, but men too. And so, we've got a woman here on the right and one of our guy friends on the left here, just really looking fabulous, and not only looking fabulous, but feeling even better. And so we really have an extraordinary company, this cellular activation that is on the leading edge of health. And this science of activation and epigenetics is the foundation of all of our products, every single product, even down to including the pet product. So if you would like to give any of these products a try, we certainly invite you to do that today. Get back to the person that invited you to this they can even give you a friends and family link so you can get a discount. But I'm going to transition to Jamie, who's going to talk a little bit about if you're interested in becoming a part of our movement as a brand partner. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thanks, Susan. Can everything okay? Hear me right? All right. Geez, Susan, thanks for sharing that. I just want to take the next couple of minutes to kind of talk to you, and let me get in gallery mode here where I can see everybody's smiling faces. There you go. I can see you all now. Those pictures that Susan shared, every time I see them, they just throw me for a loop, because it's unbelievable how powerful our products are. Our products, we've been in this company for 3 years now, and it's the best decision that we've ever made, really, other than starting a family, was to join the LifeVantage family, because these products are just unbelievable. And we didn't know much about becoming a brand partner and what that was all about. So hopefully in the next couple of minutes, I'll share with you a little bit of our story and kind of what we learned through the process, and hopefully it resonates with you. But what I like to do is, I've seen everyone's faces, those of you that are on camera, like, how many of you are currently an employee where you have a boss, you go into work every day, you work 9 to 5, or like I used to work from 4 to 8, and miss kind of how my kids were growing and miss time with my family and everything back when I was in the military. And how many of you own a small business? So there's a few employees out there this time of day. And how many of you own a small business? Or actually, how many of you, the business owns you? Because Susan and I also have owned our own small business. And I see a lot of heads nodding out there. Like, if you're a small business owner, you have created yourself a job. And you have this dream and this passion to bring more to the world, right? Like we all do. So Susan and I have 2 things that we're focused on. We're focused on living our best life and making a difference in the world. And I know that all of you are the same, or you wouldn't be on this call. Your friend wouldn't have invited you to just take a look. And we're not trying to sell you anything. We're trying to share information, and we're not trying to educate you. We're just trying to give you a piece of our story, and hopefully it resonates. But the first question to answer is this network marketing? And it is. And I'd ask you, well, what do you know about network marketing? Because I didn't know much about network marketing at all when we began 3 years ago. I thought I knew a lot about network marketing. I knew about how Uncle John didn't do very well in it, and Aunt Sue failed at it, and how it was kind of a business model that I wasn't really interested in because I didn't really understand it. And what I've learned over the last 3 years is there's three reasons why I love network marketing. First, it didn't ask me to change. It didn't ask me to change who I was. It allowed me to be who I am. It allowed me to bring my heart into the space. It allowed me to keep an open mind and listen. It didn't ask me to change. It didn't ask me to learn a new skill like every new job I ever had always asked me to do. I could be myself and run my business the way I wanted to run my business. The second thing is it allowed me to decide who I worked with. I mean, how many of you have worked in a job and you were just stuck in the team and you had to figure out how to maneuver and work with those people? Well, Susan and I decide who we work with. We're looking for people that are courageous, people that want to make a difference in the world, people that have an entrepreneur mindset and are ready to be their own business owner, to take control. Because as Susan was talking about, the world is changing. The world is different. It's time for us to do something different as well. The gig economy is out there. Are we gonna take hold of the gig economy, or are we gonna look back and wish we would have, or stick to our old ways or older ways? That's hard for me because I am a military, I'm a curmudgeon, I'm kind of a dinosaur in that aspect. But I understand that it's the gig economy. And with this business, when I have my phone, I am a walking storefront. And that is powerful. That is powerful. Network marketing allows me to create a generational asset in my part-time. I'll say that again. That is so powerful. And I didn't realize the power of it. It allows us in our part-time, we can keep our daytime job. We can keep our job. We love it. We want to keep doing it. We decide we want to keep doing this job. But it allows us to build something on the side. It allows us to build something with people that we want to build it with. Low risk. And that, I didn't realize it until 3 years in. As we just continue to do the work, we didn't ask if it was easy. We asked, is it possible? And are we willing? And that's what Susan and I ask ourselves. Because we know that it's not easy. It's not easy to do any business. It's not easy to work. It's not easy to be an employee. It's not easy to run a small business. It's not easy to live in this world, how it's changing. And there's this uneasiness in our family on what's happening around the world. But what we found is we found a solid foundation in this industry because of the freedom that it provides us. Now, why LifeVantage? There's so many out there. There's 4,000 plus network marketing companies out there, and you probably hear an opportunity once a week from a friend or someone that cares about you. Only 17 to 20 network marketing companies are publicly traded. So if you're looking to start a business, you want to start a business with something that is solid, something that they can't hide the numbers. You can look under the hood. You can go on the NASDAQ, type in the ticker symbol LFVN. If someone can write that in the chat, LFVN, type that in, and you can pull up the last 11 years of financials on the company. Now, if you're not to have the entrepreneur mindset, then you know that's extremely powerful. You can see how they've trended. You can see what they're focused on. You can also see who's leading the charge. So LifeVantage quickly jumps up to the top of the list. The second thing about LifeVantage is Everyone's looking for health, as Susan was saying, and especially in this time. I mean, the last 2.5 years have been crazy for all of us. The world has shifted. Tectonic plates have moved. And people are looking for taking control of their health because trust in the industries that look after our health has fallen. So you can take control yourself with this family of people, with this family of LifeVantage that are always helping each other. And that brings me to a third reason why LifeVantage is because of the people, the leadership and the people that you are involved with. They fill your cup. They help you. They reach out. The compensation plan. Yeah, Kamile, the heart. Yeah. I mean, the compensation plan is great. It's actually one of the best in the industry. 48% of the money brought in by the company is given out to the distributors. The average is about 43.5%. So it's top in the industry, but it's not for what the compensation plan puts in our paycheck or puts in our account that allows us to get rid of the full-time gig and make this full-time, but it's about the behavior that it encourages. It encourages relationship building. It encourages training. And you may be thinking to yourself, Jamie, Susan, I don't know how to do this. Well, we have a system. We have a system in place that is proven to work, and you can learn it. You've learned how to drive a car. You've learned how to use a smartphone. You can certainly learn our system to help 3 people and their families help 3 people and their families. So I'm just going to ask you today, if the timing is right for you, perfect. If now is the right time for you hearing the message, great. If the timing is not perfect for you today, that's great too. That's okay. Because we're here just to give you information, just to give you an option in your life that you didn't have before this call. And if you're listening to the recording, get back with the person that shared the recording with you. Get back with the person that shared this link with you, because they've locked arms with us. We've locked arms together to make a difference in the world and to live our best life. And you deserve that. I don't care what decisions you've made up to this point in your life. Every decision you've made has been perfect. You have to know that. Every decision you've made in your life has been perfect because it's put you right here, right now, in this moment, listening to Susan and listening to myself. Every decision you made is perfect. We don't care if you have a GED or a PhD. This industry, I was a special forces operator for 15 years, 20 years in the military. This industry and this business is the greatest meritocracy I've ever experienced. And what do I mean by that? It means you get paid the value you create. There's no going around it. You bring value to this world, you bring value to others, you can sustain it. So thank you for joining the call with us. We just want to wish you the greatest of days, a happy week, and get back with the person who shared this link with you and let them know how you want to get involved. Take care. Aloha. God bless.